The cameras were rolling, the smiles were polished, and yet, time after time, people looked like they wanted to disappear the second Meghan Markle opened her arms. It wasn't just one awkward moment. It wasn't even a handful. It became a pattern that viewers couldn't unsee once they noticed it. Public events, formal greetings, solemn visits, situations where a handshake, a nod, or simple eye contact would have been perfectly appropriate, somehow kept turning into full-body embraces that left the other person stiff, startled, or visibly scrambling to figure out where to put their hands. And the internet? Oh, it clocked everything. One moment that really got people talking involved an older woman in a crowd, someone who clearly hadn't signed up to be part of a royal-style cuddle. Meghan spotted her, locked in, and moved forward with the confidence of someone who assumed affection would be welcomed. But the woman's body language told a different story. Her shoulders tightened, her arms stayed low, and her smile looked more like social survival than joy. Viewers later said it felt less like warmth and more like pressure playing out in real time, especially since this all happened not long after a global pandemic had made personal space a very real boundary for many. Then there was the moment that escalated from awkward to full-blown secondhand embarrassment. Meghan approached another woman, already looking hesitant, and instead of pausing to read the room, she wrapped her arms around her shoulders and pulled her in close. Too close. The woman's expression froze in that polite but panicked way people get when they don't want to make a scene but definitely didn't consent to becoming a human stress ball. Online commentators replayed the clip endlessly, pointing out how the woman's arms barely moved, like she was waiting for it to be over. And just when people thought it couldn't get more uncomfortable, an international visit added fuel to the fire. During a formal trip, Meghan reportedly greeted a high-profile political figure's husband with an enthusiastic hug that caught many off guard. Observers claimed his posture looked rigid and surprised, and when his wife appeared in the frame moments later, the energy shifted fast. Social media lit up with speculation, body language breakdowns, and dramatic commentary about boundaries, protocol, and reading the room. Whether innocent or misjudged, the moment became headline material because it played like a scene no one expected at a diplomatic-level appearance. Fashion events weren't safe either. At a high-profile show in Paris, Meghan greeted a famous creative director with a kind of double-cheek air-kiss-hug combo that only works when both people are equally enthusiastic and in sync. They weren't. Their faces nearly bumped, their timing was off, and what should have been sleek and effortless turned into a clumsy tangle of social confusion. Cameras caught every second, and critics said it looked like excitement bulldozing over mutual comfort. One of the most talked about moments involved a child at a public event. Prince Harry crouched down, chatted, and quickly won the kid over. The little boy smiled, interacted naturally, and seemed relaxed. But when Meghan stepped forward, the child hesitated and leaned back. That pause, small but visible, sparked 1,000 hot takes online. Eventually, the child did move in for a hug, but viewers claimed it looked guided rather than spontaneous. Fair or not, the clip fed a narrative that Meghan wanted the same warm reactions Harry received, and she wasn't thrilled when they didn't come instantly. Another viral moment unfolded on a stage where a woman clearly extended her hand for a handshake. Classic, professional, respectful. But Meghan moved in for a hug instead. The woman appeared to pivot, almost like she was trying to dodge without causing offense. But the embrace happened anyway. Comment sections exploded with people arguing about consent in social settings, cultural norms, and the difference between being affectionate and being imposing. That brief exchange turned into a symbol for critics, who believed Meghan often assumed intimacy where it hadn't been offered. Old clips resurfaced too. At a past event years before royal life, Meghan pulled a woman who looked camera-shy closer into frame, adding a side hug that didn't seem fully returned. Viewers said the other woman's smile never reached her eyes, and her posture angled slightly away, like she was waiting for the camera moment to pass. Once people started lining these clips up side by side, a storyline began to form, one that painted Meghan as someone who led with physical familiarity, whether or not the other person was ready. But not every attempt landed. At one wedding-related event, Meghan appeared to wait for a hug from a man greeting Harry warmly. Harry got the big embrace. Meghan got nothing. The man moved on politely, and cameras caught a flicker of what viewers interpreted as disappointment crossing her face. The internet, never gentle, ran wild with that too, calling it a rare moment where the hug script didn't go her way. Sports events brought more fuel. Meghan greeted a well-known tech figure in the stands with an enthusiastic lean-in hug that caused a brief blockage as others tried to see past them. Even presenters on stage seemed to urge movement as the interaction stretched longer than expected. Critics said it looked like she had zero awareness of the people around her. Supporters said she was just being friendly. Either way, the clip made the rounds fast. At a gala, another sequence went viral when Meghan hugged a guest who looked like she expected a quick greeting, not a full hold. The woman's arms hovered awkwardly, her body angled away, and her eyes darted as if scanning for an exit. Viewers described it as the social equivalent of being stuck in a conversation you can't escape. Except now it was physical, on camera, and looped online forever. And perhaps most controversially, during visits with people going through real hardship, Meghan offered long emotional hugs that split public opinion right down the middle. Some saw compassion, others saw performative comfort, arguing that in moments of loss, people might not want to be physically embraced by someone they've never met. Those scenes became emotional battlegrounds in comment sections, with debates about empathy, optics, and whether comfort should be offered or asked for. By the time people counted them all, the narrative had taken on a life of its own. To critics, it wasn't about warmth, it was about control, image, and always being the emotional center of the frame. To supporters, it was simple. Meghan is a hugger in a world that sometimes forgets human touch. But no matter which side people landed on, one thing was undeniable. Once you notice the pattern, you can't unsee it. And just when the public thought they had seen every version of the surprise embrace, more clips kept resurfacing, each one adding another layer to the growing reputation that Meghan's greetings came with a level of intensity not everyone signed up for. At one high-profile gala, she wrapped her arms around a well-known figure with such enthusiasm that viewers swore his smile looked politely frozen while his body leaned ever so slightly backward, the universal posture of someone counting the seconds until release. The moment lingered a beat too long, and online audiences dissected it like a slow-motion social autopsy. Then came an event where another guest approached with clear, quick hello energy, only to be drawn into a full embrace that seemed to stall her escape route. Her hands hovered uncertainly at Meghan's sides, not fully returning the hug, not fully rejecting it either, just suspended in that awkward middle ground so many of these encounters seem to live in. Commentators joked that Meghan hugged like she was trying to win a medal for emotional impact, while the other person just wanted to survive the red carpet. Even Prince Harry wasn't immune to becoming part of the choreography. At one sporting event, he was mid-hug with a participant when Meghan swooped in, looping herself into the moment like she couldn't let a camera-friendly embrace happen without her. The trio posed, smiled, and then almost as quickly, she shifted her focus back toward the lenses, mission seemingly accomplished. By now, the debate is louder than ever. Is she just openly affectionate in a stiff, protocol-heavy world? Or is this a case of personal space constantly getting steamrolled for the sake of optics and image? Whatever the answer, one truth keeps echoing through every replayed clip. When Meghan's arms open, not everyone looks ready, but the hug usually happens anyway.